are ready to start this meeting. So I request our director, madam, to talk about this event, and then we will go ahead with the anchor, and anchor will introduce the Mr. Saurabh Sahai, the guest speaker of this session, and then the presenter will present his content. Okay, so madam, I request you to please start this meeting. We are live now.
Good morning, everybody. It's I think so 11:45, and I welcome all the students of MBA and MCA SIOM to this webinar. It's really a credible moment for all of us. Hats off to the entire faculty team of Dhiren, Manisha, Shubhangi, Hemant, and the others as well. I'm not going to take much of the students, the faculty name over here, but then they have been experimenting, they have been formalizing, they have been, charting out the agenda for this webinar, and I think so we will be doing a very good job having conducted this particular webinar because for me, I think so while following all the protocols, all the guidelines which have been laid down by Government of India, which have been laid down by the World Health Organization, we should not think much about the current scenario, as I see Saurabh's slide also, which says that I know about yesterday, I know about today, and I can live for the future. So such type of turbulences do come. We have to be actually, careful, follow the necessary guidelines, and just surge ahead. Might be the economy has dipped, overall, the health of the individuals have also, gone for in a shaky mode. But then my message would be to boost up the immunity, to follow the various guidelines, and then without getting mentally and physically disturbed, just surge ahead with your career, just go with your course, and we will be doing all the needful for you people, ensure that hygiene and health are properly monitored while at your hostels or at the college premises, and we see that we come up with a minimum risk of contracting the disease, and even if we contract the disease, it is after all a virus. So and the fatality ratio in contrast to SARS and all is quite low. I have been reading many doctors and many World Health Organization units messages on the same, or the elaboration and research. You need to worry for the future as well, because we will be doing all we can. I think so. Professor Jayesh Minase is also there with us, and we are looking into the employment aspect. Also, for from the MCA side, we have very dynamic Dhiren and Aparna who actually look into the employment of the MCA students, and they will do all that is required to skill you up if there are any changes or demands by the industry or by the corporate. But I have been talking to a few HRs as well, and they say that recruitments, though delayed or though going at a slow pace, but it will never stop, and we will be, as Srinagar Technical Education Societies, Srinagar Institute of Management, I think so we will be able to wade through these turbulences. These are only temporary spikes or troughs, as you would say, in a graph, and we would just wade over, and we will come up with a brilliant future for you all in collaboration and support by our top management. And I wish you all the best. So now I think so we should give, without wasting much time, we should actually let Saurav, who has so many years of experience. I can see that he is a very experienced personnel, and has been and has also worked with many premier organizations. His education is also from some very premier institutions. So let's give this chance to Saurav to speak, and let there be some value takeaway from Saurav for all our students. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dhiren. Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, Jayesh, and my entire team of Shubhangi, Hemant, Manisha, Vidya, Milin Godse, Ankush Kudle, Aparna Kulkarni, and many more. And over to you, Vishal. I can see you, and that you will, I think so, you will do a good job comparing this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much. There was a small quote which I was reading in my WhatsApp today morning. It was that happiness is not by chance, happiness is by choice. So let's choose happiness today, put up a big smile on our faces, everybody. I cannot see everyone, but I wish you all are very happy. You should be, you should choose happiness. So I would like to welcome our first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, he has an exceptional educational qualification. He is BTech Mining Engineering from Indian School of Mines, Dhanbad, and an MBA from BIT Mesra, Ranchi. He has hands-on experience of over 40 years of all major functions of management, including production and manufacturing, sales and marketing, human resource, including L&D, procurement, business development, strategy, and leading a business unit. He has held many positions across his career. Currently, he is an advisor of strategic planning at Celtic Energies Limited, Bangalore. In the past, he was executive vice president at Deepak Fertilizers and Petrochemical Corporation Limited, Pune. He was the chief manager in marketing division at IBP Limited division of Indian Oil Corporation, Kolkata. He was the assistant mining engineer of Khetri Copper Corporation, Hindustan Copper Limited. He has also published 5 articles on LinkedIn Business, besides a number of technical papers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome Mr. Saurabh Sahai. Over to you, sir.
Just Vishal, I would like to also thank Dr. Daniel Painter, who has, so very much supported us. Being the director of SIOM and director of MBA, he has supported in actually conduct and helped us in conducting this webinar. So thank you, sir. I whether I can see you or not till now, I am not able to find you. So whatever and however, our best wishes and wishes for you helping us remains, and I think so you will act as a strong pillar for SIOM in years to come. Thank you once again, Dr. Daniel Painter. So can I have, I think so, Vishal, we can have Saurabh now?
Yes, ma'am. I request Mr. Saurabh Sahai.
You're saying something. So, okay. So basically, it gives me a great pleasure to be among you. And it's always a matter of pleasure to be among young people, young budding managers, technocrats who are ready to grow in the life. So basically, when I see my life and your life, I don't find much of difference except for that color of my hair and the number of years of experience. So I recall Mr. Gopalakrishnan, who was vice chairman of Tata Sons, in one of the similar gatherings, he was saying that experience is like a bald man's comb, which means now it's of no use to me. So I thank you very much for sharing my experience and my own journey of life. So friends, today's session of or today's subject of discussion is staying away from COVID, both mentally and physically. So just to start with, I recall we had a poster in our house with more severe impact than the current one. The loss of life and the properties were much higher scale than the current one. So calamities have been happening in the past. Humans, but the matching thing is, or the silver lining is, that the humans have great quality of adaptation and moving ahead. The human civilization did not stop in spite of these calamities. Those countries which were hit, they did not stop. they moved forward. So I mean to say, this will also pass on. This time will also go, and again we will be back on track. So as Vishal had said, we should face the situation with a grind, with like this, some exercise of our cheekbones, and we should keep smiling and face it positively. So coming back to the whole thing, first category of things is the things that I need to accept. There are so many things in life which are not chosen by us, but it has happened to us. We have been born in certain families, we have been born in certain locality, in certain economic background. We have not chosen that, but it has happened. And second thing is, friend, I was listening to another motivational talk a few days back, in which when the speaker asked people or the audience that who all have problem, then everybody rose their hands. He says, I am happy. I am happy to note that all of you have problems. Because I was just passing by and I came across a place where everybody was lying, they were relaxing, they had no problem. And friends, you would like to know which was that place? He said, yes, it was a cemetery where people were lying. They had no problem. So problems is a sign of life. If I have problem, that means I have alive. I'm alive. So do not just jump off the problem. Face it with excitement that yes, we are alive. That means it's okay. So I'm also happy when people say that I have problem. So that means you have opportunity. Problems or crisis means opportunity. So that means you have opportunity to handle it. You have opportunity to create something new. You have opportunity to find a solution which probably can be used by the generations to come. So these are opportunities. These are positive things. So every time you take at any cross section of the time, excuse me. So you take any cross section of time, at any point of time, there would be problems. There would be changes. They can be political, they can be economic, they can be social or environmental. So these problems or crises keep on happening in the society. We don't have to be bogged down with. So I recall a very famous American saying. So they say that for every problem, there is at least one unique solution. And if there is no solution for a problem or anything, then by definition, it is not a problem. It's a statement of fact. Then what do? We just accept it and move forward. How to handle it? So when we accept, then things happen. So when we accept also, and if you see the current situation, why we are in problem? The problem is we do not have a visibility what is going to happen next month, next 3 months, next 6 months, next year. Some people have anxiety in their mind. What is going to happen to my employment? What is going to happen to the economy? And so many things. So the problem is of visibility. So this situation is almost like driving in a fog. I do not know how many of you have this experience of driving in fog, but I have experience of driving in dense fog on a highway. And so friends, one more thing which I'm sorry I should have spoken to you in the beginning. Each and every word that I am going to speak here or I have spoken, I have tested it with my own experience. So they are no theory, they are not just big talks, they are all hardcore experience. And then only I am speaking to you, because then only it will mean something or of some value to you, unless until it is tested by experience. So I have experience of dense fog and driving on a highway. So, what do we do when we drive in a dense fog? First of all, friends, we reduce our speed. We reduce our speed. We don't run or we don't drive at 120 kmph or 150 kmph as we drive on Mumbai Pune Expressway. We come down. We are slow because we have very little reaction time. So we drive, we reduce our speed. Second, when you go on a highway and drive, you will always find somebody is going ahead of you. You will see its tail light. So you can follow, which means there can be people who have handled what you are facing today. So you can just follow him. You can just follow him and be benefited. Then, friends, this is of utmost important that we enhance our focus and alertness because we won't get the response time with us when we drive in fog. So we will have to be very alert. Something just happened. We need to respond. Like ma'am was saying, this is a pandemic. We are all going through it. So might be one of us, unfortunately, unknowingly, he just falls prey and he tests positive. So nothing to worry. But that then don't wait that it will get okay or things like that. React, respond with alertness. Take the next best step, what is available to us. So similarly in life also at times such situation arise when we are not able to visualize what is going to happen, and then in this situation don't be fearful. Generally what happens when things are not visible, like if you take an example of a child, suddenly the light goes off in the room and the child is not able to see its parents and it cries. So for the child, the parents were its support system. He knew that with the parents, I am safe. Now he is not able to see him, and so he is afraid, he is crying. So our problem is also we are getting fearful because we are not able to see things. But friend, don't be fearful, try to be alert. So when we are alert means our level of consciousness of mind is going up. Our level of consciousness is going up. We are trying to take the level of our wisdom, consciousness, things like that up so that we can respond in very little time. That is the meaning of being alert. Now, contrary to that, if we see what happens if we don't accept things, what happens? Then the first thing that happens is we get stressful. Stress comes out of the fear and we become stressful. Stress means our mind is seized. It's not able to function. We are not able to take decisions. We are getting stuck up between the fight and flight, which I was talking 2 slides back. So let me tell you what does it mean, fight or flight. So whenever a danger approaches a person or any change that happens, as I said, mind perceives it as a danger. And then he makes two natural response. Number one, he fights, and number two, he flights. They are very natural kind of response, but they are good. There's no problem in that. Like if I see a snake and if I run away from there, there's no problem. I know it's a big snake and I don't have even a stick in my hand. So I must run away from there. It's no problem. The problem happens when we are neither able to flight nor able to fight. That is the problem situation. And we become indecisive, fear and anxiety takes over it, which is the root cause of 95% of the mental problem. We go in a shell. We don't come out and fight and take decisions. We go in a shell, and then situation gets worse and worse and worse. I'm sure you guys have must have read somewhere or are exposed to this fact that when you get into a negative spiral, it's a kind of centripetal force. Those who are students of science, they would understand what a centripetal force does. It pushes you towards the center. So the centripetal force pushes you down, 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 till you are, I mean, of no use. And the next thing that plays in our mind is our ego. It doesn't allow us to accept that we are in a problem, we are not able to handle our things. So, friends, I reiterate again that only dead men do not have problem. Be alive. Problems only change their face. Again, I am saying based on the experience, years of experience that I have, there won't be from here on, there won't be a single day where you don't face a problem. More problem, more challenges means you are stronger. The society is looking at you with expectations. So don't worry for problems. Now, just to elaborate something on fear and anxiety. So, friends, there is no harm in being fearful. At the first, I am telling you. With that macho man thing, कि मैं तो मर्द हूं, मैं डर कैसे सकता हूं, दैट इज नॉट राइट, वो करेक्ट नहीं है. हम सबको डर लगता है. कोई फिल्म का डायलॉग था, डर सबको लगता है. So once somebody asked Sam Manekshaw, the famous personality, sir, that gentleman says, or that soldier says, I am not afraid of death. So Sam says, either he is lying. So if he is saying, I am not afraid of death, so either he is lying or he is a Gorkha. So in India, there is a famous Indian army, there is a famous Gorkha regiment, which Sam Manekshaw used to lead. And he was very proud of that. Gorkhas are very proud soldiers. But in general, अगर मैं कहूँ कि यार मुझे डर लगता है, so there is nothing wrong in it. So young friends, you also don't feel bad about it कि मुझे डर लगता है. Let me tell you another story of my own childhood. As I said, every word that I speak, I would speak from my experience. So friends, I was a child. I must be studying in say class 7, 8 or 9. During those times, there was no television, no radio, no nothing. Even listening to radio songs was taboo. If you are a student, sorry, it's your study time. You can't listen to your songs. So very early in night, it used to be pin drop silent. And those time houses were built with great separations. So no sound on the road, and I used to study in the night. By the side of my house, there were a big water body. It was not inhabited at that. So the conclusion is, if we see there are always two factors, one is within our control, one is beyond our control. Always take those factors beyond your control aside. Because you can't do about it. You can't do anything about it. Handle those factors which are within your control. And try to change. When you accept things, then only we go to solution phase. Means if among all the factors you have set aside those factors which were beyond your control, now you are left with some factors which are in your control, within your control. You can do things about it. So now you go to the solution phase and start working on the solutions. What is my solution about it? We find that we are not alone. When we go to the solution phase and start working like that, you go to net, you study things, you read case study, you find we are not alone. There are others also who have faced similar situations and who have come out of it. So they are kind of ready-made solutions for us. We can just adopt them and move forward. So, friends, this particular pandemic is impacting all of us. So, I remember the old English song, "We are the same boat, brothers." We are in the same boat. So it is not impacting all of us equally, but it is impacting all of us. Like, you guys are still young. I am a diabetic. So I have just no to going out. They say, because if God forbid you catch that infection, it will be difficult. So work on yourself, and then you come to the solution phase. There will be always a solution. Spending time is no problem, working positively is no problem. So those kinds of things. So friends, now we come to the solution phase. Things that we can change, things we can work upon. So we find that things, it's not 100% like that. Don't take it as a rule, but it's a rule to thumb. Like, those situations which need to be accepted are mostly external, mostly outside you. Economy, political situation, pandemic, those things are outside you, beyond you. But the solution, if you go to it, you will find most of them are within me. It's inside me. So it's the famous thing of that SWOT analysis, where we say, while opportunity and threats are outside you, it is in the environment, but the strength and weakness are inside you. It's inherited. Your strength are your strength. Your weakness are your weakness. They are not in environment, or they are not into the things. So we need to strengthen ourselves. We need to develop that immunity, which is both mentally as well as physically. दोनों हमारा दुरुस्त होना चाहिए, बॉडी भी, माइंड भी. केवल बॉडी से कुछ नहीं होता, केवल माइंड से कुछ नहीं होता. दोनों को दुरुस्त होना पड़ता है. So friends, there are 4 steps to develop or build that immunity. There are many, but I am categorizing them into 4 categories. The first category is related to our body, which is food and exercise. We need to have a healthy body. वो बहुत पहले इंदिरा गांधी ने एक स्लोगन दिया था, परिश्रम के अलावा कोई रास्ता नहीं है. परिश्रम के अलावा कोई रास्ता नहीं है. सो बॉडी हमको स्ट्रांग बनाना ही बनाना है. सेकेंड थिंग इज, we need to have a strong mind also, which says pranayam and meditation. So friends, at this point of time, I'm sure whatever I'm saying can raise some kind of question in your mind. The best thing is you can jot down those questions, because for paucity of time, I am not asking you to raise this question at this stage. But at the end of my presentation, I would share with you my own personal details, which is my email address and my phone numbers. And any one of you at any point of time has any problem can always get into touch with me. And you can challenge me, you can challenge what I have spoken, or you can ask. So I call it, in technical terms, it's called a dissonance. So when I say something, it might create some kind of dissonance in your mind. Yes, सौरभ जी ऐसा कैसे बोल रहे हैं, हमने तो ऐसा अनुभव किया है. So you can always test those things. You can just write down and you can get back to me. So right now I'm saying, for a healthy body, you need to control or look at your food and exercise, pranayam and meditation for a healthy mind. I will dwell upon what I mean by that. Sleep management, which is very important. Friends, I'm sorry to say, you guys may laugh off at me also. You all are young. I have young children at my place also. And this is a matter of continuous debate. I, I fail to understand why sleep cannot be managed. I was also young at some point of time, but as I said, fortunately for me, there were not so many distractions. So, sleep management is a very important thing. It impacts both our mind as well as body. And last, friend, the last step, but that is also a very important step, is we must develop a reading habit. We must have our own library. आजकल तो virtual library का time है. You can have as many books as possible. You can read as many books as possible during your free time. So at least, actually बड़ा ये misnomer है. We call it free time, but there is nothing like free time, because time is never free, friend. Time is never free. We know the importance, we come to know the importance of time only when it passes off. That is the only resource in this world which you cannot buy. So time, जो समय निकल गया, आप उसे खरीद नहीं सकते. अभी भी आपके पास सिर्फ 24 घंटे हैं. आप कुछ पैसे खर्च करके भी 2 घंटा खरीद नहीं सकते. 24 घंटे ही रहेंगे, प्रॉब्लम्स रहेंगे, उतना आपका डेली रूटीन रहेगा, रिक्वायरमेंट्स रहेगा, बट उसमें से ही टाइम निकाल के हमें ये सारे चारों चीज
मैडम
करने
ज्वाइन की है क्या?
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ
उनका नाम
here
क्या है?
all
दिख नहीं रहा है.
you guys are young, but I would like to introduce you a concept.
पल्लवी मैम, I don't know.
Generally, जब
ठीक है,
हमसे कोई
ज्वाइन है तो
पूछता
अच्छी
है
बात
who
है.
are you,
मुझे दिख नहीं
we
रही.
call
ठीक है,
them,
मैं
we tell them our name.
उनका सेशन इनके बाद डायरेक्ट स्टार्ट करवाऊंगा एक
हम
इंट्रोडक्शन के साथ.
अपना आइडेंटिटी भी जब सोचते हैं तो अपने बॉडी को ही रिलेट
5-10
करते हैं.
मिनट और बोलेंगे.
हम कौन हैं, हमारा, हम किसके. बट फ्रेंड, हमारा माइंड जो हमको दिखता नहीं है, that is a very important part of me. So without my mind, my body is nothing. I am sure you guys have, you must have been exposed to somewhere, or a lot of you must have read somewhere the theory of floating icebergs. And this mind, it's like an iceberg. So what we see in our mind is just 1 by 12 of what it is there. But that 11 by 12, which is close to 93%, 92%, is below the water. And similarly, 92% of our mind is also beyond us. We'll have to test it. We'll have to bring those wisdom which is there inside us. We'll have to know our mind. Then only you will know yourself. खुद को तो, बॉडी को तो आप मिरर में देख लेते हैं, and you know you have a very strong bicep, you have a very good body. आजकल सब जिम में आप लोग बनाते हैं बॉडी, वो तो मिरर में देख लेते हैं, लेकिन हमारा माइंड हमको नहीं दिखता है. उसके लिए हमको बैठना पड़ता है, एक्सरसाइज करना पड़ता है, सोचना पड़ता है. बट यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, इट्स टुगेदर विथ माइंड एंड बॉडी वी आर वन. देन ओनली हमारा आइडेंटिटी कंप्लीट होता है. एंड रीडिंग के बारे में फ्रेंड मैं रिएटरेट करूंगा, फिर से बोलूंगा कि आई जस्ट रेड समवेयर वेरी अर्ली इन माय लाइफ. सो somebody says I call that I am a very kind of flirtous kind of reader, which means I read anything and everything that comes across me. So I have read across the subjects. I have read from spiritualism to science to fiction to novel to light Hindi, English, lot of it. So I read बहुत पहले अपने लाइफ में. That friends, there is no difference between those who cannot read and those who do not read. Friends, we are blessed with the capability to read. Imagine those who cannot read. Don't let this blessing go in vain or waste. Please do not let it go. क्योंकि ये जो समय निकल जाएगा निकल जाएगा. Read as much as you can. Definitely read whatever is of your liking. Develop your liking for reading. Develop your capacity to read. आजकल तो हर चीज फ्रेंड वर्चुअल उपलब्ध है, अवेलेबल है. You can read on your phone, you can read on your laptop, you can read from net, you can read from e-books. There are so many things, but read and must read, must read.
हेलो, जल्दी 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 बोलो.
I'll take just few minutes on
हाँ,
dwelling
एक
upon this
लाइव
subject
मीटिंग
because
ऑर्गेनाइज करनी है,
not
कोई नहीं
because I want
भेजता,
to
मेरे
say
को लाइक
something
करो.
or
पूरा टिपिकल मैंने
but
रखा है.
just
अभी सौरभ
some
को
of
बनाना है
you
पटना
who
सत्संग
are
के लिए.
not having this kind of information.
ठीक है.
So like पहले तो हम मानते ही नहीं है कि हमारा माइंड कुछ है, जो है हमारा बॉडी है. और माइंड को तो हम कंट्रोल कर लेंगे ना, कभी भी कर सकते हैं, बट ऐसे नहीं होता है फ्रेंड. माइंड हमें कंट्रोल करने लगता है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू एक्सेप्ट कि ये जो है दिस हैज गॉट वाइड एक्सेप्टेंस. अब पहले वाली बात नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि हर चीज को हम लोग रिलीजन और स्पिरिचुअलिज्म का पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचने लगते हैं. थोड़ी देर के लिए रिलीजन एंड स्पिरिचुअलिज्म को साइडवेज रख दीजिए. I am not talking of religion. I am not talking of spiritualism as of now. Although I am a believer of that spiritualism, but I am not talking to you as of that. I am talking of personal effectiveness. I am talking of managerial effectiveness. I am talking of a strong relationship. And for everything, you need to have this balance of mind and body. बट प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि जब हम लोग बच्चों से बात करते हैं, यंग लोगों से, तो दीज आर लाइक स्टैंडर्ड रिस्पॉन्स मिलता है कि अंकल आई डोंट हैव टाइम. यू डोंट नो, आपके टाइम तो करिकुलम बड़ा इजी होता था, हम लोग के टाइम बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. असाइनमेंट्स मिलते हैं, ये होते हैं, वो होते हैं. और यंग एग्जीक्यूटिव्स, वी हैव नो टाइम टू वर्क. सो वी हैव अ वेरी बिजी शेड्यूल, वी कांट हैंडल इट. But friends, एक चीज बताइए, when we have problems in our body, don't we go to a doctor? We go to a doctor. But what is the harm in taking those steps which will reduce certainly the number of times you are required to go to the doctor? हम वो क्यों नहीं करें जिससे हमारी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ेगी, हमारी तंदुरुस्ती बढ़ेगी, हमारा हेल्थ बढ़ेगा. सिमिलरली जब हमारे माइंड में कोई प्रॉब्लम होता है तो हम काउंसलर के पास जाते हैं, हम किसी बड़े के पास जाते हैं, फ्रेंड के पास जाते हैं. तो पहले ही क्यों नहीं हम अपना कैपेबिलिटी टू वर्क मोर एंड मोर बढ़ाते हैं. सो व्हेन वी वर्क विथ आवर माइंड एंड बॉडी, दिस विल इंश्योर दैट वी नीड टू गो टू देम लेस एंड लेस. सिमिलरली कमिंग टू इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्रेंड्स, ये जो आप माइंड और बॉडी में 4 स्टेप्स में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, दिस विल बी अ रियल इन्वेस्टमेंट टुवर्ड्स योर पर्सनल इफेक्टिवनेस. सो एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इन माय लाइफ, आई वाज इन चार्ज ऑफ इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ ISO इन माय कंपनी. So उस समय implementation of ISO also required lot of investment. So some people used to raise questions कि इससे क्या होगा, हमारा ISO हम लेके एक सर्टिफिकेट क्या हो जाएगा. ऐसे भी my customers know my company. But then friends, when we have very good quality systems, when we have quality controls, then the rejections are less. The impeccable quality is there. The brand improves. And certainly इन सब से जो सेविंग होता है, अभी हम इंक्रीमेंटल सेल्स की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, इन सब से जो सेविंग होता है वो हमारे कॉस्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट से ज्यादा होता है. उसी तरह से अगर आप आधा घंटा और 1 घंटा भी खुद को देते हैं, दिस इज अ टाइम विच यू आर गिविंग टू योरसेल्फ टुवर्ड्स एक्सरसाइज, फूड मैनेजमेंट, स्लीप मैनेजमेंट, रीडिंग हैबिट्स. इससे जो आप खुद को दे रहे हैं, इसको आप कॉस्ट मत समझिए, ये आप खुद में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं. और इसके बाद जो आपका बेनिफिट आएगा, which I will talk to you in a coming slides, I'm sure will handle that. Second thing, I'll just touch upon this. Meditation is a very misunderstood kind of word. मेडिटेशन बोलते ही हमारे सामने इमेज आता है एक बाबा का जो सैफरन ड्रेस पहना हुआ है, वो पता नहीं क्या हमको बताएंगे क्या नहीं बताएंगे एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. बट फ्रेंड्स, इन a simple language, meditation is a process to focus the mind from many thoughts to one particular thought. And there are so many types of meditation. It helps us in staying into present, whereas हमारा माइंड का नेचुरल टेंडेंसी होता है वो कभी पास्ट में जाता है, कभी फ्यूचर में जाता है, उसको लाके हम प्रेजेंट में करते हैं. दिस इज व्हाट मेडिटेशन डज. एंड हमारे जो सारे थॉट्स हैं उसको फोकस करके वो एक थॉट पे लाना. इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज, दिस इज व्हाट इज मेडिटेशन. नाउ टेल मी, who doesn't need meditation if this is the effect of meditation? Suppose we are executives, managers, senior managers, leadership positions. Don't we need to be in present? Don't we need to be focused on job at hand? All these things helps us to do that. Similarly, pranayam. इसको सुन के घबराने की बात नहीं है, बट आज साइंस, मॉडर्न साइकोलॉजी हमें बताता है कि देयर इज अ डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन ब्रीदिंग एंड इमोशंस. यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड एनएलपी, न्यूरो लिंग्विस्टिक प्रोग्रामिंग. ये कोर है उसका कि ब्रीदिंग एंड इमोशंस के बीच में डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप. अपने ब्रीदिंग को कंट्रोल करके ना ही हम अपने इमोशंस को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, बल्कि फ्रेंड्स, एंड आई हैव प्रैक्टिस्ड इट, अपने ब्रीदिंग को कंट्रोल करके आप सामने वाले के बिहेवियर को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. इसलिए इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो प्लीज इनकलकेट a habit of pranayam and do some kind of pranayam. Thirdly and lastly, pranayam आज की तारीख में प्रूवन है कि ये हमें फिजिकल इम्यूनिटी देता है. ये हमें फिजिकल इम्यूनिटी देता है. हमारे बॉडी में ऐसे तत्व निकलते, एलिमेंट्स निकलते हैं जो कि बीमारियों से, इंफेक्शन से फाइट करते हैं. सो दैट इज दी प्राणायाम. इससे आप ये कोई मत समझिए कि टुमारो आपको वर्ल्ड को रिनाउंस करना पड़ेगा और कोई भगवा और सैफरन ड्रेस पहन के बाहर जाना पड़ेगा. इट्स अ वेरी वर्ल्डली थिंग. इट्स अ वेरी वेरी वर्ल्डली थिंग. So friends, just to talk about certain benefits of meditation, again, please don't think that I am trying to sell meditation or something like that. I am speaking it. Again, I would say that I am speaking every word from my experience. So any investment that we make must result into some kind of return. बेसिक थ्योरी है, जितने भी एमबीए वाले होंगे वो सब ये हमसे बेहतर जानते हैं. सो इफ आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग सम टाइम इन मेडिटेशन, इट मस्ट गिव मी सम रिटर्न. व्हाट आर दोज रिटर्न्स और द बेनिफिट्स? इन सिंपल टर्म्स, it first of all, it helps us in staying calm in difficult time. It improves our focus and personal effectiveness. If I am a manager, I become a better manager, more effective manager. If I am a student, I become a better student. If I am a salesman, I become a better salesman. Things like that. It improves my social skills and relationship. I become a better son, I become a better father, I become a better friend, and things like that. It improves my sleep habit. It enables me to sleep again in difficult time. जिसको बोलते हैं कि ओके, जैसे बहुत सारे कोलोकियल लैंग्वेज में एक मैनेजर अपने रिपोर्टी को बोल देता है, ओके स्लीप ओवर इट. बट वो रिपोर्टी को वो 4 प्रॉब्लम दे दिया एंड देन सेज स्लीप ओवर इट. बेचारा कैसे सोएगा? बट when we do meditation, we develop capabilities to sleep इवन विथ प्रॉब्लम। चाणक्य के बारे में आप सब सुने होंगे कि जब मगध जल रहा था वो एक चादर खींच के सो रहा था। So things like that, friend. On top of that, including everything what I have said, it improves our response to the environmental clues and it improves overall happiness. So, friend, if we inculcate the habit of meditation, pranayam, sleeping habit, good eating habit, exercise and all, it leads to an inclusive growth. We become overall better person, human being. The positive qualities, the human qualities. See, why we are called human? Not because we are two legs and two hands or something like that. Because we must have those humane qualities inside us, like compassion, gratitude, love, care, service, containment. And if we have all this, it results into self-confidence and self-respect. Self-respect. And I remember again a statement that self-respect and self-esteem is something like, if I don't respect myself, how you are going to respect me? So पहले आपको उस इंसान को रिस्पेक्ट करना पड़ेगा जिसे आप मिरर में देखते हैं। अगर आप उस इंसान को रिस्पेक्ट करने लगे तो प्लीज बिलीव मी, द वर्ल्ड विल रिस्पेक्ट हिम, come what may. So we must develop that kind of self-esteem, self-respect, and self-confidence. So friends, if we have all this, it helps us to fight the negative inside us and around us. As I said, the solution is within us, it's not outside. I remember the famous quote that all the water of the ocean cannot drown a ship unless and until the ship lets the water come inside it. Similarly, friend, जब तक हम लोग इस नेगेटिविटी को अपने अंदर आने नहीं देंगे, ये नहीं आ सकता है. And it is so relevant to the current time of COVID. We'll see in the next slide. Now, on those things which I spoke, if I support it with friends, I see more and more successful people like leadership positions, senior executives, Harvard, Oxford, and things like that. They are taking up this meditation in their curriculum. The multinationals. I was reading a case study of McKinsey, where they are taking this exercise of meditation, sleep management, and things like that. They called it mindfulness into their leadership positions, and they are telling their leaders or the budding leaders to adopt that. I also see a lot of people who are meditators, but they are closeted. They don't speak in society that I meditate, because उनको लगता है कि to do meditation is likely to be uncool of it. I am uncool. People will reject me as not a modern person. Friends, do not bother about those things. Do not bother about peer pressure और आपके दोस्त आपको बोलेंगे कि तुम बाबा हो गए या साध्वी हो गए, उस पे मत करो. This is for your personal benefit. And as I said, the world is taking it up. The multinationals are taking it up. Likes of Oxford, Harvard, they are taking it up. So you must take it up with it. So basically दो perceived barrier हैं इसके. जब हम लोग किसी से बात करते हैं, इसके दो barriers हैं perceived. पहला, हमारा मन हमको बोलता है कि I don't have time. Where is the time? Saurav, you have such a packed schedule. How will you meditate? This is the first bogey or the barrier that it raises. And the second barrier, friend, I don't believe in it. मुझे लगता ही नहीं है कि आधे घंटे आंख बंद करने से हमारा पर्सनल इफेक्टिवनेस बढ़ जाएगा. You will have to handle both of them yourself. then only the benefit you can take it up. And the benefits, friend, the benefit of this investment doesn't come to you in long term, doesn't come to you in long term. Take a word from me, it is the short term. It comes to you in short term, just a period of 30 days or 1 month. And you can call me and say, you have wasted my 30 days. And I stand with my word. I will, oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that, but yes, I stand by word and we'll see how to compensate your 30 days. But take it up, friend. Take it up. At a practical level, friend, and see the which is also very, very live to the current situation which we are facing. So I would say it is a conclusion also, or you can say a suggestion also, that you must make investment in your exercise, diet, meditation, and sleep management. जब ये चारों combined होता है, so then it results into mindfulness. Now ये चारों मिलकर, these four steps can change your life. What are, again I am reiterating which I have said in my previous slide also, it is just a repetition. They are your sleep management, healthy diet. But healthy diet का मतलब वो डब्बे वाला प्रोटीन नहीं है जो बाजार में मिलता है, वो नहीं. हेल्दी डाइट का मतलब होता है जो फूड हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स खाते थे. इट इज जस्ट सिंपल होम मेड फूड, दैट इज हेल्दी फूड. Similarly, some physical exercise, it can be gym, it can be jogging, running, it can be yoga, whatever suits you and whatever you like, swimming, any activity, physical activity, where you can sweat it out. That is what exercise is. And I am telling you, you sweat out and then you call me how good you feel about it. How good you feel about it. I have seen people who become addicted to sweating out. That includes both my father and my son. They are both addicted to it. So I recall my son during his exam phase, suddenly he will get up from his studies, put his earphone on and go for a job और उधर से पूरा sweat करता हुआ आएगा. I told him, or when his mother told him कि क्या तुम टाइम इस समय एग्जाम के समय करते हो, then he told me कि नहीं, इससे मुझे बहुत एनर्जी मिलता है, मेरा माइंड जो एकदम पक गया था वो अब फिर से फ्री हो गया है. I can again take up that 5-6 hours of studies. And fourth is must read and write. But friend, here मैं एक चीज आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि most of us are also addicted to, beside many things, we are addicted to our phones or mails. In a way, we are addicted to the screen. So friend, for your own personal benefit, for your own body and mind, again I am telling you with my experience, don't check your mails and messages for the first 1 to 1.5 hours. This time you give to yourself. Secondly, don't sleep with your phone. Don't sleep with your phone. Keep it at some other place. Use phone as you are the master, not the phone. And I am telling you, it is one of the wonderful thing of this century to have the smartphone in our hand, but use it smartly. A smartphone is smart only when you use it smartly. So number of you will tell me that I have spoken so much. Like we go to a friend's house, eat a good food, and then we say,
थोड़ा
what is
दो
the
बार मेरा
recipe of
सिस्टम
this
ऑफ हुआ,
food.
दो बार सिस्टम
So
ऑफ
you
हुआ।
can my you can
स्टार्ट
call
कैसे
say
करना है, हो
that you
जाएगा
had a
ना,
good
तुम
life.
रीस्टार्ट
So
करो
what is the
और फिर
recipe
बात
based on
करो।
again your
मेरे
experience.
हाथों से तुमने
So
शायद
friends,
स्क्रीन टच की
the
है।
first two are, there is nothing you can we can
हाँ
do about
इसमें
it.
अभी चल रहा है, ठीक है, उसको रीस्टार्ट
See,
करो।
this world is a very cruel world. Time is a very cruel thing. It doesn't believe in emotions. It just filters out those who are not able to perform. So we must succeed, and for that we need to have a burning desire to excel, a kind of fire in the belly. All the time you should feel that fire in your belly. It will not allow you to sit at rest. वो हर समय याद दिलाएगा, it's your time for exercise, it's your time for reading, it's your time for class, it's your time for assignment, and everything else. And third, friend, we must have our career and life goals and objectives set. This is the time you are going to graduate. You must set your eyes or sight very high in life. You must set your career goals and career objectives and life goals and life objectives. Don't only set your career goals and objectives, or don't only set your life goals and objectives. Always set both in tandem. And then, friend, don't don't just procrastinate or don't set aside, but be prepared to sweat it out. Be prepared for the hard work. So once you do the top two, then the ingredients for the good life or successful life is three. Number one is the attitude, number two is a skill, and number three is knowledge. Without, in absence of any of the three, we can be a mediocre person, but we cannot succeed, or we can't be in the league. We will always be like that. So, friend, it is always in that order of ASK. We must do that. Now, you will say, we have to drive out COVID, and we have spoken everything but not COVID. It is such a concurrent thing to happen right now. But friend, if we are able to take care of our mind and body, you have taken care of COVID. You have taken care of COVID. If you have been able to keep your mind and body immune, you have taken care of COVID. If you are positive and not negative about things, if you are not anxious about things, you have taken care of the COVID. But with a specific reference to COVID, friends, number one is, which I am telling you as young people, we are at times in the rush of adrenaline, we take chances. वो हमारा माइंड बोल देता है, अरे क्या वो कुछ नहीं होगा, चलो ना एक ट्रिपलिंग राइडिंग करके चलते हैं, चलो एक घूम कर आते हैं, चलो एक वहां से मिसल पाव खा के आते हैं, बहुत दिन हो गया, and things like that. Friends, this is not the time. If it was any other time, I would have said, go for it. Go for some adrenaline rush. Go for some excitement in life. But this is not. You must. This is must. There is no compromise. We must follow the guidelines. We must not compromise. We must not let the infection come inside us. It is something like that ship and the floating of the ship. If the ship doesn't allow the water to come in, water cannot come in. Similarly, and now everybody is saying, all the doctors saying, all the people who have experienced it are saying that if you do not let the infection come in, it will not happen. And friends, I just read somewhere that if you are taking care of three things, your mouth, eyes, and nose, you have taken care of COVID. But what happens is, we touch so many things, and probably I'm forgetting, but somebody said a few thousand times we touch our mouth, nose, and eyes. in few thousand times in a day. So that is why when we keep it covered when we go out, even if you are touching, you are not touching it directly. So that is why we must take care of ourselves, have go with the guidelines, don't take chances, and don't allow COVID to come inside you. Then friend, internally also like mind, ये तो हो गया बॉडी का टेक केयर करना, बट माइंड को टेक केयर करने के लिए यू मस्ट नॉट बी go through that pandemic related anxiety. Surround yourself with positive things. Go listen to good music, learn about good things, learn about survivals and things like that. Read case studies of survivals. Don't look at those television news and those debates on COVID and what government is doing or not doing and things like that. Friends, it's a pandemic time. Basic responsibility is on ourselves. Government will do its job, the charity, the NGOs will do its job, but पहले हमको खुद पे वो ऑब्लिगेशन करना है, अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को फुलफिल करना है. And another thing, friends, we are getting a lot of time. इतना टाइम मेरा अपना तो 62 years के एक्सपीरियंस में कभी हमें नहीं मिला. Whole life I have been craving, I don't get time. अभी इतना टाइम मिला है. तो after this lockdown or after this crisis, we must come out more knowledgeable, more skillful, more skillful. And a skill, friend, does not mean education. आज न कल आपको ये डिग्री एमबीए की, एमसीए की, बीटेक की मिल जाएगी, बट स्किल डेवलप कीजिए अपने हाथ में, बिकॉज इंडस्ट्री को स्किल की जरूरत होती है. वो स्किल खोजता है. What you can bring to the table, what you can do for the organization, that is what skill is. जो आपके हाथ में होता है, जो आपसे कोई छीन नहीं सकता है. So this will be the new normal. कि लोग जब आप इंटरव्यू के लिए जाएंगे, सीनियर पोजीशंस के लिए जाएंगे, तो ये नहीं पूछेगा कि आपका कितना साल हो गया पास आउट किए हुए. लोग आपसे पूछेंगे कि आप क्या कर सकते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, आप क्या बढ़ा सकते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए. तो वो यू पूछेंगे. यू मस्ट बी मोर स्किलफुल. फ्रेंड्स, यू शुड बी अ फिटर पर्सन फिजिकली. तो आज अगर आप 1 किलोमीटर जॉग कर सकते थे, तो आफ्टर द क्राइसिस यू शुड बी इन ए पोजीशन टू जॉग फॉर 5 किलोमीटर्स. अगर आप आधे घंटे स्वेट आउट करते थे, तो यू शुड बी इन ए पोजीशन टू स्वेट आउट 1 hour और इवन मोर देन दैट. And third friend, you should be a more or a stronger mindset person. आप दूसरों के लिए as support खड़ा होना चाहिए. You stand up for others as support to your parents, to your wife, to your daughter, girlfriend, boyfriend, everybody. You should be a stronger. So these things अगर हो रहा है, तो इसका मतलब कि जो मैं बोल रहा था कि every problem or crisis is an opportunity, that means you have used the opportunity well. अगर नहीं, तो हमने इसको ऐसे ही व्यर्थ में गंवा दिया. इसको गंवाइए मत. ये एक बहुत बड़ा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला है. सो फ्रेंड्स, लास्ट में अगर देखा जाए तो हमारे पास चॉइस क्या है. एक बुक था या है द लास्ट लेक्चर, उसके राइटर हैं रैंडी पॉस. बड़ा फेमस बुक हुआ था. उसका एक ये टैग लाइन है कि आई कांट चूज द कार्ड्स दैट हैव बीन डेल्ट टू अस, बट आई कैन ऑलवेज चूज द वे आई प्ले. सिमिलरली फ्रेंड्स, लाइफ में सिचुएशंस क्या होगा वो हम चूज नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट हम उसको कैसे हैंडल करेंगे ये हम हमेशा चूज कर सकते हैं. आई एम द मास्टर. आई विल बी इन कंट्रोल ऑफ माई शिप, नॉट द सिचुएशन. दूसरा, नेटवर्क डेवलप कीजिए, नेटवर्क बढ़ाइए, ये आप चूज कर सकते हैं। यू कैन चूज फ्रेंड्स, यू कैन चूज मेंटर्स, यू कैन चूज सीनियर्स, टीचर्स, एंड ये सब ऐसे ही टाइम में डेवलप किए जाते हैं फ्रेंड। और जब आपको जरूरत पड़ेगी तो आप इसको यूज कर सकते हैं। देन कभी कभार अगर लो फील हो रहा हो तो चुप मत बैठिए। Pick up your phone, talk to someone who has gone through such situation, talk to senior, talk to your teacher, talk to हमारे जैसे लोग जो बहुत खाली बैठे हैं उन लोग से। But don't sit, don't keep quiet, don't let the negativity go deep inside or deeper inside. And last friend, अगर कभी कभार हमसे कोई गलती हो जाती है तो वो फेल्योर नहीं है। फेल्योर तब होता है जब उसको हम रिपीटेडली करते हैं। इसको कहते हैं इंट्रोस्पेक्शन। हमेशा इंट्रोस्पेक्ट कीजिए अपने को। कोई गलती हो गई, कोई बात नहीं, झाड़िए उसको, अपने जैकेट को, और फिर से रिजोल्यूशन कीजिए कि कल से हम ये नहीं करेंगे, और फिर से अपने रास्ते पे पॉजिटिवली आगे बढ़िए। और एक आध बार कोई अच्छा काम हो जाए तो उसे सक्सेस नहीं कहते हैं। सक्सेस कहते हैं व्हेन यू डू इट रिपीटेडली। तो इसलिए फ्रेंड्स, सक्सेस कोई एक्ट नहीं है, इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ हैबिट। एक्सलेंस कोई एक्ट नहीं है, इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ हैबिट। एंड लास्टली फ्रेंड, आई वाज रीडिंग दिस फेमस कोट। इट्स अ पर्शियन adage or Persian proverb saying that this too shall pass. टाइम का ये नेचर है, वो रुकता नहीं है फ्रेंड। समय और नदी कभी रुकता नहीं है, वो दोनों निकलते हैं, जहां चले जाएंगे। तो दैट इज वाई इट्स अ सेइंग, यू डोंट टच द सेम वाटर एंड सेम टाइम ट्वाइस। एक बार आपने पैर उसमें डाला, अब दोबारा फिर आप दूसरे में डालेंगे। यू डोंट टच इट ट्वाइस। तो फ्रेंड्स, इसका नेचर ऐसा है कि अच्छा समय और बुरा समय दोनों निकल जाता है। सो अगर बुरा समय है तो टेक इट बाय सिंगल डे, फेस इट डे बाय डे। आज राइट योर टू डू लिस्ट, आज हमने क्या क्या करना है। और फ्रेंड, अगर अच्छा समय है तो लिव इट इन मोमेंट्स, लिव इट इन मोमेंट्स, बिकॉज इवन दैट विल फ्लाई, दैट विल फ्लाई। So with this, I end up my presentation, but I am sharing with you some good read. There can be a list of it or host of it, but just since I thought I am with you, I can tell you there is it's a very old book, very old book. Tough time never lasts, but tough people do. It's by Dr. Robert Sculler, and he has narrated his personal story. See, कोई भी स्टोरी कामयाब और कैपेबल और इम्पैक्टफुल नहीं होता है अगर उसमें एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता है। तो इनका भी एक्सपीरियंस के बेसिस पे वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बुक। आई एम श्योर इट विल गिव यू लॉट ऑफ पॉजिटिव एनर्जी and strength to fight this situation. Alchemist is like everybody must read Alchemist. I have read almost all his books, but Alchemist is the one I suggest to everyone that you must read Alchemist. How a shepherd, how a shepherd's son goes to his manzil or finds his destiny. So everybody's life is a journey. जर्नी में कैसे उतार चढ़ाव आते हैं और कैसे हम अपने मंजिल को प्राप्त करते हैं, वो आपको इस बुक से दिखेगा। एवरीबडी बडिंग मैनेजर जो कि प्रोसेस में हैं, बनने वाले हैं, अब अवन से निकलने वाले हैं, टू बिकम मैनेजर्स एंड एग्जीक्यूटिव्स and young technocrats. सिर्फ घेरा का you can win, is a masterclass and a classic book. It will tell you again what to do, what not to do, theories बताएगी. Again बहुत अच्छी किताब है, इसको भी पढ़ना चाहिए. And friends, अगर टाइम मिले तो इनफैक्ट दिस इज स्लाइटली टू सेल इज ह्यूमन. ये सेलिंग पे नहीं है. ये बुक है जैसे मैं आज आपसे बात कर रहा हूं तो आई एम ट्राइंग टू इन्फ्लुएंस यू विथ माय थॉट प्रोसेस. आई एम ट्राइंग टू मूव यू. So in a way, this is also selling. So when you come in your life, you will know that you don't have to sell only when you are a salesman. You will have to sell your ideas if you are in other department. You will have to sell your concept. You will have to sell your things to your managers. So selling is always a very good quality. That is why this book is I am recommending. Besides it, कुछ skills जैसे communication skill है, ऑनलाइन लर्निंग की कैपेबिलिटीज है. बिकॉज ऑनलाइन लर्निंग, ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज, दीज आर गोइंग टू बी द न्यू नॉर्मल. फ्यूचर में यही ऐसे ही काम चलेगा ज्यादा. तो इसलिए इसको भी बढ़ाएं. खासकर आई विल रिक्वेस्ट टू द टीचर्स, फैकल्टी एंड डायरेक्टर मैम, if she is listening to me, that we must have more and more online sessions where especially this was the first time, but then you can always choose your subject specifically, that speak on that, let's have a class on that, and then we can have that. So friends, I am sharing with you my personal contacts. You can note down or you can have it with Mr. Dhiren. He can give you my contacts, and anything where you found that your ideas, your concepts, your experience is contrary to what I have said, I have spoken, please write it down or you call it. If I am in some meeting or somewhere, or I am busy writing something, or my phone is somewhere else, I may not pick up your phone. So just drop a message, WhatsApp message. I will definitely respond to you. With that, a big thank you to team SIOM. Big thank you to you. And with that, I end my presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It really was a very, very helpful session, and especially the examples which you gave, those were very, very helpful. Now, with your permission, can we open the round for questions, sir?
Okay, fine. I was thinking that the thing will come from Dhiren. He may say that I have no time or something like that, but I would be always open.
Okay, all the participants, I think we have 62 participants here. So all those who have any questions can directly ask the questions to Mr. Saurabh Sahai. There is a small option over there. When you go on his tab, you can see a chat option over there. So you can ask any questions if you have any.
Okay, so participant, I'm sorry to interrupt, Vishal. Participants are requested if they have any questions, please drop it in the chat box. Okay, I think we can have some question answer session some later time. Thank you very much, Mr. Saurabh Sahai. I personally call you Uncle, so
Thank
it's
you.
okay.
Thank you.
So I will share, if someone will have some queries, I will share to you, and might be you will answer at your feasible time. So thank you very much. So we are starting with our next speaker. Vishal, if you can listen well,
So
you can
just
go
one
ahead.
thing, I had seen somebody raising a hand
Okay,
when I said, oh,
sure, we will wait.
so probably you can share. I am seeing it. One question: how can one remain motivated when all this pandemic is going on all around? So, in a way, whatever I was speaking for this only. But the whole thing is like that. If you see, Again, I'll say reiterate. My entire presentation or deliberation was only on this subject because Dhiren had given me this subject that I have to talk to you on how to stay mentally and physically away from the pandemic. But if the pandemic is disturbing you, it can, I am not denying. But if the objective that you have set in, so I will say the first and foremost thing is you must set in certain objectives in your life. It can be related to your career, it can be related to your relationship, family, life, anything. Have that and accept that this pandemic is going to be there. Don't face it. Don't say it will pass off and fine. That is a sentence says that this time too shall pass off. It shall pass off. Pandemic shall pass off. But as of now, the pandemic is there. It's going to stay. So with this pandemic also, have your objective. Don't compromise. Good things are happening in life. People are taking their all the organizations. They have scaled down their targets, things like that, but still they are having their objective. They are redrawing their action plan because unless and until you have your objective, so objective like if the journey is there, I am currently here, I want to go here. This is what is objective. This is what is my target, goal. Now, how? What are the options? How do I go from here to here? Work with your mind. For you will let your mind be in control and not emotion. All the time, tell yourself, standing in front of the mirror, that friend, it's this pandemic is there. So let it be there. But we are going to to succeed. What is my target? And in case in fixing your action plan, you are finding some problem, talk to some expert, talk to some teacher, talk to people who have gone through hardship. Again, I am saying I have seen hardship. It's not that today I am sitting with this position. Doesn't mean my 40 years was all bed of roses. No. So talk to people like that. But first thing first, have your objective, both career and life. You try to make your own action plans. You try to see what all resources are there with me. And once you do that, then you talk to some, and then the proof of the pudding is in eating. Unless until you take those actions, you will how the benefit will come. So thank you very much. I think the next speaker must be waiting. I have taken slightly more time. Thank you, Dhiren. Thank you very much. And I am also thankful to the management of Srinagar Institute of Management. Thank you very much. See you again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, thank you, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome our next guest. But before that, let me tell you something that we all must be having some kind of fears in our mind. For example, if I give my example, uh, I am a person with positive mindset. At least that is what I feel. But a small thought comes into my mind every day that यार job मिलेगी नहीं मिलेगी. Will I be able to give my exams or not? Will I be able to complete my curriculum or not? There are many such fears which come to my mind. So the next topic our guest speaker is going to speak on overcoming the fear of future. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing her, I would like to uh, tell about her educational qualifications first. She has done her BA in psychology in 1993, MA in psychology in 1995. Then she has done MBA in marketing 2007 and PhD in marketing management. Currently, she is the founder of counseling activity, which is Mind Gym Counseling in 2015. At Mind Gym, they do various counseling in following areas, like various psychological problems such as depression, frustration, midlife crisis, identity crisis, etc., relationship stress, and other material stress issues. career choice, career shift, dilemma, and confusion, and issues relating to parenting. She has also published two books on counseling and several articles in various Marathi newspapers. Earlier, her experience from 2004 to 2015, I would like to highlight that also. Her work experience from 2004 to 2015 as a counselor, soft skill trainer, and a teacher. She has worked as an assistant professor with Maharshi Karve Sanstha's Srimati Hirabeng Nanavati Institute of Management and Research for Women from 2004 to 2015 MBA program. 11 years of experience as a course teacher for organizational behavior, marketing research, business research methodology, consumer behavior, services marketing, marketing management. She has delivered lectures on psychology and counseling in diploma and certificate courses on counseling from 2010 to 2018. She has conducted soft skill training programs and employee satisfaction surveys for following companies under the banner of Impact Training and Consultancy Division of HNIR. Some of the companies include Mali, Mars Enterprises, Morris Trust, MSCB, and Mahila Police. Name Mahila Police. So, ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, let's welcome our next guest speaker, Dr. Pallavi Shailesh Prasande Mohadikar. Welcome, ma'am, and I request you to take us forward.
Thank you, Vishal. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
And
Yes, ma'am.
can you see me? Because suddenly, when I shared my PPT, suddenly my window is changed. Now I cannot see myself,
Uh,
so I am asking.
we are not able to see you actually.
Okay. I think now I have switch on my video.
Yeah,
Yes.
Give me 2 minutes.
sure.
Because this platform is new for me. Till date, I was working on Zoom. So this WebEx is a new platform for me. Give me a few seconds.
Sure.
Is the video on?
No, we cannot see you.
Okay, I don't know what has happened, but I am audible, right?
Yes, you're.
And I'm sharing my PowerPoint presentation. So the matter is in front of everybody.
Yes.
So let's begin. First of all, I want to thank Srinagar Institute of Management, then Professor Dr. Manisha Vidya Madam for inviting me to share my views on some psychological aspect of fear. I'm a psychologist, I'm a counselor too. And during these various phases of lockdown, I'm doing counseling free of cost for the people, those who are having trouble to coping up with the situation, for students as well as for adults. Very good session, Saurabh sir. I've been listening to you, and you have done a great job and made my job pretty difficult because you have presented so many good points which even I had planned. But that's okay because my perspective is purely psychological and I stick to it. After all, mind is mind and mind is all, mind is the reason because it feels and then it matters. So let's begin with the presentation. The theme of this webinar is wellness for well-being. And I would like to give some thoughts on this theme itself.
Hello. Hello. No, Dhirendra from
Let's understand what is well. Well is good. The meaning of well is good. In Hindi or Marathi, we say stability or swasthata, manaswasthya. What is it? Is it there is abundance of happiness and no problems and no worries and I'm only happy and I'm enjoying and I'm running, dancing? No. Swasthata or stability is not no problem. It will not get you or you will not get it instead of problem, but in spite of problem, if you have a different perspective or outlook to look at it. And the best perspective is, okay, let it be, no problem, I'll deal with it. Now, how to achieve that? That is the question. The second, once you have this mindset, then we become human beings. In the webinar thing, wellness to well-being. So being is human being. Uh, I regularly I listen to Sadhguru and so many good thoughts, and she often says that why we are called well-being human beings because we wish to be something which animals cannot do. Animals they go by their instincts, but we humans we have got this chance to be something. That is to wish something, to have desires, to plan something. But when this wellness is lost, then what happens? We either start perceiving everything useless, meaningless, or threatening. And that threatening part or those threats, they create different emotions like fear or different state of emotions. We are coming to that in another slide. It is a combination of anxiety and feeling of the end. Whenever we feel some threat in front of us, what we feel or what we think that something is threatening to our existence. So something is going to be an end. That is, I'm going to end my life, whatever. So imagine 40, 50,000 years before, when there were in the process of evaluation, he said that we became human beings from ape. So when this brain, human brain, must have started working, what must have happened? Because everybody was perceiving threats like big animals and flood and lots of thunderstorms and so many things, natural calamities. So animals, they have not done anything till date. They are just getting adopted to various kinds of situation. But human beings, they started saving their lives. They started not only their own lives, but started saving their lives of loved ones. And that is the proactive intelligence they got out of this evolution process. So whenever there is a threat, we do something. We react in that way. And that reaction, there are different emotions. We create or we emote on each and every event, whatever is happening in our life. So what is the reaction? The reaction is fear. Fear, as I said, something is threatening to my existence. So when we feel fear, the first phenomena is when we feel that we are very weak. We are weak in ability or we can't fight or someone is more powerful than you. For example, coronavirus. Till date, we have faced so many situations like coronavirus, that is influenza and Spanish flus, and Saurabh sir also had given us a list of different calamities, different pandemics. Swine flu. I remember 5, 6 years back when there was swine flu, slight wave of anxiety and fear it was there. But now we are not fearful of that. We are not fearful about influenza, malaria, dysentery, and nothing else because we have something in our hand that is called medicine. So when we have something in our hand to fight with, then we don't feel weak. But right now, we don't have any medicine, we don't have any vaccine. And that is why we are feeling that someone is more powerful than us. And that is coronavirus. We cannot do anything. We can be treated. we can get something to support our lives, and uh, we can be okay again. But still, when we feel that something is more powerful than us, then we feel weak. Okay. Yeah, I know video is not working. Just a second. I call my daughter to help me out. Just a second.
All right. Till the time Pallavi ma'am fixes the thing, I would like to read out some of the comments which we were getting previous session. The session was very useful and very informative session. So, Saurabh sir, thank you so much for giving us such a nice session. I'd like to thank you again. And again, all the participants here,
बहुत
52
slow है.
participants, we are trying to. I welcome you all once again. And shortly, we will be resuming the session with Pallavi ma'am. I request all the participants to please turn off their videos. If your video is option is on, please turn off your videos and microphones. For a smooth session, we need you all to please turn off your videos and your microphones. Only the participants.
असं होतंय आणि मग बंद होतंय. Are you able to see me now?
No, ma'am. Not yet.
No. What shall I do then?
Ma'am, I think it is okay. We can hear your voice.
No,
Yeah.
just Pallavi ma'am, just hold for a moment. Just check, yes, just check on the bottom left. There is one audio mic symbol, so that is of course on. Okay, and beside that
Audio is
on.
no. I have got that strip
Okay,
not in
but
below.
but
Yeah, I know where to click on, but that is not turning on my video. That is the problem.
okay. So the video is turning with red shade, right? Video
Right,
symbol.
right. And when I click it, it is becoming white, but it is not turning on the video.
Okay.
Some problem
So
is there.
might be some
Yeah,
installation issues would be there, and it can be
can be
solved
there.
only at your end. We cannot help from other end actually for
Right,
this.
right.
So I think we should go ahead while keep trying. Might be after some time it will pop up, and
Yeah.
keep trying to turn on within 5 to 10 minutes or within certain
Yes,
duration.
yes.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. So let's start again. Yeah, so I was describing what is fear, what are the different reasons of fear. So whenever we feel weak, we are fearful, and we feel some threat in the in the surrounding. Then the second phenomena is when we feel desperate. Like suppose we are competing with someone, and as the earlier phenomena that when we feel something is more powerful, but then that time we have to achieve something, that we want something like money, status, recognition, and we always want to go ahead, we always want to stand first, and there are so many criteria in our mind. And when we feel desperate and when something is not working out, then again fearful situation. Third is feeling that you are alone. Feeling is I'm alone. No one is there to help me out. Something is endless. Something is like a tunnel. Something is very dark and something is unknown. And there is no one to help me out. Again, that is a valid reason for creating fear in my mind. When we feel alone, maybe because why we feel alone, because there is a theory. It is called transactional analysis, and in that we often say that there are three kinds of egos in everybody's personality. One is parent, one is child, and one is adult. And when child ego is prominent in our mind, in our personality, then often we need lots of help. Often we need lots of, or we need friendship. We need someone to love. We need someone to support us. So alone, the feeling of loneliness is fearful when this child ego is prominent. The fourth phenomena is no hope, roads are blocked. Everywhere there are problems, nothing is right and okay. What happens here? Why we feel blocked? Because there are too much of thoughts and they are getting mixed with each other. If we look at the problem, if we segregate different problems, then we may feel that okay, each problem has a different background, each problem has a different reference, each problem is can be dealt differently, each problem has a different solution. But we are one. I'm only one person, and I'm only having many problems. So every time what happens, I mix all problems. I add I add those problems, and then just a second. Ma'am is suggesting me that stop sharing the PPT and try the video. Shall I do that, ma'am? Manisha, ma'am?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I have stopped sharing my PPT and I am turning off my video. Let's see. Turning on my video, sorry.
No, ma'am.
When I joined the meeting, it was on. When I joined the meeting, I could see myself first, and then I turn off my video and audio. So I know that video is working, but I don't know when I start sharing my PPT, it was suddenly off. Let's see, give me a few seconds. Now it is, the software is showing me some message that is your webcam is not properly installed. But I mean on Zoom it always works.
Ma'am, may I request you one thing? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Uh, everyone in academic circle is very well aware of Dr. Pallavi Kasande. So may I please request you to continue with audio and keep sharing your slides.
Okay, fine, fine.
Please continue that way. Huh? So please share
Thank
your
you.
PPT. Yeah, at some or other point of time, students and faculty have met Dr. Pallavi Kasande in some or other academic event. So please continue.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The thoughts are more important than the face. Yeah, so I was talking about why roads are blocked because we mix so many thoughts and things together. Like it's like a bhel, you mix some chumra and farsan and then, but it is just a mixture. So always there is a mixture of thoughts and different negative emotions, and then we feel that roads are blocked. That time also the fear is created. Uh, okay. Now, the next concept we would like to discuss in this seminar is what is the fear of future. Yesterday also I was thinking about the future, what the future exactly mean to me. We feel that when we plan something, we are planning for the future, and we are very sure about that. That we are planning definitely, and we are planning perfect for the future. But what is future? Future is like tomorrow, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So the future is our tomorrow, but it is merely an imagination and different possibilities which we think that they will happen to me, or it's a visualization. That is what I would like to see myself in future. I would like to see, let's say, a good human being. I would like to see a successful counselor. I would like to see a successful trainer. So it's my visualization. I visualize myself like dressing up in very vibrant colored dresses, and I'm speaking to the thousands of people, and people are amazing. People are appreciating me, and they're clapping in front of me, whatever. So this is a visualization which I would like to see myself in future. Or my future is merely an anticipation. That is my expectation from someone or something, or from my intelligence, from my capacities, from my abilities. So I anticipate huge money. I may anticipate a good career. I may anticipate that a good network. I may anticipate so many things in my life. So again, I call those anticipation my future, and a prediction, that is something probable. So imagination, visualization, anticipation, all these are abstract things which I often feel. But a prediction is something like which is based on the theory of probability. That is 50% of the time it definitely happens. So a future can be a prediction also. So suppose I'm doing something today, so that is going to give me something tomorrow. So some results, some fruits are bound to be there of my today's karma, my today's actions. So these are called predictions. So I may predict something. So today I'm studying hard, so my future is a good result. Today I'm doing everything in the college, I'm participating in different seminars and different events, and also I'm studying also. So my prediction is I would get a good job, or I would get a good placement. So that is prediction based on some data, based on some actions. But all what these things are called mindful things. I mean, we do it in our mind, and then we call it a future. So again, I often read philosophical books, and they say that we can be sure about present, but we cannot sure about the future, because these are your thoughts, these are your wishful thinking, these are your desires, these are your maybe the passion. This can be your planning, but you cannot be sure about your future. So when we say fear of future is, that is the fear whether it will happen to me or not, whether my imagination is correct or not, whether whatever I am visualizing will be true or not, whatever I am predicting, whether really I am going to get or not. That is the fear. And this fear is not same for all. Though there are similar concerns. For example, again, take the example of Corona, today's situation. So Corona has stopped everything. We are going through various phases of lockdown. And so we are now, you people are you must be worried about your career. So when the exam will happen, when my result will come out, when I will get the degree, and now the all companies and industry has stopped working. Now they will start slowly. Then all with the sanitization process and all these things, whether they really take good care, whether I will join company and whether I will get infection over there. So many things would be there. So many similar worries would be there in everybody's mind. So at a time, thousands of people, lakhs of people can think on similar way. But when someone is fearful, that is his or her individual perception or the reaction. So similar conditions would be there, similar worries would be there. Now these worries are also overheard things that the students they talk to each other and also they read so many things in the newspaper. They also get some notices and emails from the college. So they interpret those things and they start thinking on those issues, and the fear or anxiety or these kind of emotions are often the reaction to those to that thinking. Okay, so what I wanted to say is, what I want to show is, fear is not in the outside world, but it is in our mind. It is the creation of mind. Why I am saying this? Because if you take 10 people and if you are saying the if you are announcing something to them, everybody will have similar reaction, but everybody think and everybody will interpret that announcement in different way. This is because of perception thing. Those who are management students, you must have read organizational behavior and the perception chapter. I hope you must have studied that chapter. That is the perception, interpretation of the thing in the unique way. That is called perception. So whenever some situations are there, we interpret, we perceive in a typical uh, from a typical mindset which we have created, which we have developed. So fear is created in mind. Fear is not existed in the outside world. Now, those who are working, now the day one of lockdown to till date, few people are continuously working. Like police are working, doctors are working, and few industries they were on even from the day one from the lockdown of day one lockdown. And why? So they are not afraid of corona. They are not afraid of infection. No, they were, but still they found out the way because they felt their job is very much important for the people. So they took good care, they took precaution, and they started working. So Corona was there. If Corona is the fear, if the lockdown is the fear, if stopping everything is the fear, so the same situation was there in front of everybody. But few people were very much afraid of that thing. Few people were moderately afraid of those things. Few people were less afraid of those things, and few people were not afraid of. So some people still we find fearless in every situation. So if one person is not having fear and another person is having fear, that means it's a creation of mind and it is not the creation of outside world or outside situation. So if you want to overcome it, you need to change not the situation, not the environment, but your mind. So now, overcoming fear means what? What we need to overcome, what we need to manage. So we need to manage not the fear, not the environment, not the situation, but our mind. Saurav sir has given this example of iceberg. The mind is always on the tip of the iceberg. That is, whatever we see, the part of iceberg is 1/12 part of the iceberg, and the 11/12 part is under the water. You must have remember this iceberg from Titanic. वो टाइटैनिक जो भी धड़क हुई थी वो आइसबर्ग की, तो आइसबर्ग जो नीचे था उसने ज्यादा नुकसान किया था टाइटैनिक का, इफ यू रिमेम्बर द मूवी. So the point is, whatever we see is only 1/12 part of our mind. So whatever we are conscious, whatever we are seeing the world, whatever we are hearing, whatever we are feeling, is only 1/12 part. And lot many things are in the inner mind, and there are various levels of mind in Hindu philosophy. Many levels are given in Freud's philosophy. In Western philosophy, there are 3 levels of mind. These levels are consciousness, subconsciousness, and unconsciousness. Unconscious is where we are totally unaware. We are not having any signal that what is going to our mind, what is residing there, what we are thinking on that. We are only aware of our consciousness. That is every day when we wake up and before we go to sleep, whatever we do it our conscious mind. So that mind is important when we feel some emotions, we feel or we think or whatever the abstract things we are doing. So the conscious mind is responsible for that. What it does, it is a filter. Means what? Whatever you see in the world, that your five organs, that is your eyes and nose and ears and skin and tongue, they are going to give you some inputs. They are going to give some inputs to your brain. But your mind comes in between. So whatever you are paying attention, whatever is interesting to you, whatever is you feeling important, whatever you are feeling very much correct, whatever you are feeling dangerous, whatever you are feeling very soft. So whatever you are feeling, you are going to let those things reach to your mind. So mind is a filter. Even if you are sitting right now here, you must be thinking of something else. And even in the classroom situation, it happens. The teacher is saying something, and now the lunch break is near, and you are feeling hungry, and you must be thinking, "Oh wow, today that canteen is open, has opened, and now I want to have some Chinese plate and all." So though we are in a classroom, we may think of some different things. So physically we are somewhere, and mentally we are somewhere else. This is mind is a filter. Though you are present in the world, those you are exposed to so many things, you perceive those things which your mind allows you to think or do it. That is why we say that mind is most unpredictable element. Though you think that something is very interesting to you and it is very useful, does not mean that you will pay whole attention to that. You may feel sleepy, you may feel bored, you may feel something else. But the other way also, now, I mean, the if we think the other way around, we have to interpret in this way that mind is powerful. If you are very much mindful, then you can make yourself strong and you can save yourself from being weak, because mind is responsible for many things. If you think so much, then something is going to happen. If you think little and do so much, again different things are going to happen. If you don't think and if you are doing lots of things in your life, you will get lots of experiences and something else will happen. So whatever you are going to think, whatever you are going to imagine, whatever you are going to feel will make you strong or weak. So remember, your mind is important. This statement is, I like this statement. I often tell to my counselees that everything is matter of mind. If you don't mind, doesn't matter. अगर आप किसी चीज को मन से लेते ही नहीं हो तो कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. और जितने भी चीज को आप मन से लेते हो, आप उस पर विचार करते हो, तो हर एक चीज आपको मैटर करेगी. So if you feel that something should not matter to you, don't think about that. Don't mind those things. So I think this is the key of my presentation. So don't feel. A little about mind. Why I'm telling that you can control or you can handle your mind, because mind is not in the heart of liver. Liver, that is kaleja. In Marathi we see kaliz. So kahan rehta hai mind? Where is our mind? So mind is in the brain. Underline this sentence and please understand. Because mind is like a software which resides in the hardware, that is brain. So brain is like our hardware. It's a thousands and lakhs times better than computer. I mean it, but still it's a hardware. So it's a disk like. There are lots of centers, lots of lobes, and so many things are every day. So many things are we take in, we retain that, We work on that, we process so many things, and whenever we want, we reproduce it. But who is the reproducer? Reproducer is mind. So mind is operator of our brain. And the unit of our mind is a cell, a neuron, which carry or convey message to brain and then the body parts. So whenever you think that something is dangerous, some things are going to happen. Either you will be alert, either you will start running, either you will take a stanza and okay, if someone is there, I should be ready to fight, or you will prepare yourself. If you feel no danger is there, then you will relax. So the feeling, the thought of getting relaxed, the thought of getting prepared, everything is carried by neurons or neurotransmitters. So when we get, this is a different point, but let me tell you, whenever you take psychiatric medicines or whenever you take our remedies, that is homeopathic medicine, what happens? They release few neurotransmitters in your brain so that you get that kind of feeling. So there are three good neurotransmitters which carry different hormones. One is dopamine, one is serotonin, and one is oxytocin. These are three good neurotransmitters, so three good hormones, which give us feeling of pleasure, which give us feeling of relaxation, which give us feeling of happiness or satisfaction or all that. So if when we take psychiatric medicine, these they create or they release these neurons, these hormones in they multiply these neurons in our brain, and automatically we start feeling good. So psychiatric medicines, they help us to think better. Remember that. So though mind is there, we feel that mind and brain, they are two different parts of the body. No, mind is brain is same. I remember Saurav sir was also saying the same. So use your mind, train your mind to use your brain, because your brain is a disk and it has lots of capacities like an iceberg. We know 1/12 of things in our life because that part is conscious. The same, we use only 1/10 of our brain. We are very lazy beings. We always want to be lazy. We always want something ready made. We always want something that someone should do for me. We always want easy things. We always want that someone should do on my behalf. We are very lazy people and we don't want to use our brain much. We only want to use our brain whenever is required. But what is the requirement? Who is going to decide what is the requirement? So remember, your mind is your brain. And if it is based on neuron or neurotransmitter, then your job is to activate your neurons every day. Activate, because every day lots of thousands and lakhs of our cells they die, and every new day, every new day they give us lakhs of new cells. Now these cells have memory, so they carry forward the things which we have learned till date. But these are new cells and they have with new capacities. So if you are doing one new thing in a day, you are going to activate your brain every day. And automatically, when you start doing something, automatically you can get rid of your lots of thoughts and you can overcome your fear. So let's accept that the culprit, who is the culprit? That is my mind. So no one else in the world can make you unhappy or fearful without your mind. So your mind is the culprit. Now desensitize your mind for those fearful things, for those threats. How to do that? Do that. First, stop doing following things. One is, don't compare yourself with anybody else, even not your yesterday, not your past, and not your future. And start using soft and positive words about your life experiences. When you say, shit, this was dangerous, now that dangerous word automatically create some hormones in your mind, and then seriously you are starting feeling, oh, something is threatening and dangerous. If you say, okay, let it be, no harm, I'm there, I'm prepared. Again, if you say like this, then some different effect you will start feeling. You do it, you experiment it every day. Use very soft word for whatever you are going to describe as negative experiences or problems in your life. Second, am I having feeling of missing out something? Like I remember Jab We Met, and when Karina Kapoor, she was in a fix that whom she should choose, whether Aditya or what was the name of that other guy? I forgot. So whom to choose? And that time she remember the most happening thing in her life, that is picking up I mean catching up the train. So जैसे कोई train छूट रही हो, so she is going to miss, she is missing something in her life. She realized that. So every day, are we having such kind of feeling? So am I missing the right placement? I am missing. Am I missing the right opportunity? Am I missing something else? So every day, if we are having a feeling, so sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps to take help us to take decision. But if every time we are doing the same thing, then it is going to create a confusion or dilemma. This is the biggest feeling in today's youth. That is fear of missing. FOM. You go to Google, ask Google uncle what is FOM, he will tell you. Fear of missing. And that is why before lockdown or before this corona, every person was mad to get everything in his life or in her life. ये खाना चाहिए, वो खाना चाहिए, ये पिक्चर मुझे देखनी है, वो करना है, ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, मुझे कुछ आर्ट भी चाहिए, करियर भी चाहिए, मुझे ट्रैकिंग भी करना है, मुझे सब कुछ करना है. So I don't want to miss anything in my life. This is the only life I have. So if this feeling is there, then whenever there is a competition, whenever there are lots of choices, you are going to get confused and you are going to get in dilemma. So even that can fearful sometimes in life. Third, am I blaming someone for anything? As we said, if my mind is doing anything, then who else can make me unhappy or who else is going to be dangerous for me? No one else. So I am responsible for my behavior. I am responsible for my life. So don't run behind scope and losing hope. What we feel that which career, I mean, I'm a career counselor too, and whenever students ask me about career, the first thing they ask is, मैम स्कोप कहाँ है ये बताओ, कहाँ पे ज्यादा स्कोप है, मैं कौन सा करियर चूज करूं, मैं कौन सा स्पेशलाइजेशन चूज करूं. हाँ, एचआर में स्कोप है तो मैं एचआर में जाऊंगा, मार्केटिंग में स्कोप है तो मैं मार्केटिंग में जाऊंगा. स्कोप कहाँ पे है? लाइक इफ वी आर बिहाइंड द स्कोप, then we are going to lose hope. That is our creativity. It's good that firstly we have to do a job, then we understand the organization, we can understand the system, we can understand so many people, how to work with people, how to work with law, how to work with regulations. So we know so many things when we work in the organization. That's true. But if you see the other side of our career, that is entrepreneurship, then what they do, they not only they not at all they are looking for a scope, but they are creating scope for others. So can you think of that now today after lockdown, though there are shortage of people and there are a lot many things are not going to start in the near future, but it does not mean that there is nothing is left. There can be new opportunities. Now everything is online, so you can be online and create so many things for people. There can be lot many things with this digital world. So don't lose hope and don't look for the scope. Think about your capacities, think about your abilities, contact your teachers, contact your incubators, and can you start something on your own? Can you give job to at least 2 people in the world? So if you think like that, you are going to use your creativity daily. So that means you are going to activate your neurons and you are going to create something. And last 2 points are very important. Am I feeling too much or am I imagining too much? Because fear and anxiety, these two things are merely out of imagination and too much of thinking. What happens when we think about something? Automatically we get transferred to another thought. That thought leads to another thought. Again, that thought leads to another thought and that thought. And then we create a link of different thoughts. And we start with some A topic and we end up with the Z topic. So we are thinking about 20-25 topic at least when we think. And this is purely unnecessary thinking. Psychologists say that whatever we think, if we are thinking 100%, 90% of the time, it is not going to happen what will I think. Only 10% are the chances, even not 50-50. So don't think too much. Don't feel too much. Don't imagine too much. If at all you want to imagine good thing in your life. Create beautiful pictures, create songs, create music, dance, or create any other art. So if you want to imagine good things in life. If you want to imagine, don't imagine negativity. Don't imagine that nothing will happen in my life, or the life will be miserable, or there will be mismanagement in my life. Don't imagine that, because these are unnecessary things. 90% of the time, whatever you are going to imagine is not going to happen. And these are some small tips. If you want to train your mind, if you want to use your mind, then again, revisit your thoughts and values. Anything can happen anytime. This is the law of nature. Nothing is under control. So don't feel or don't think or don't expect that you shall control the situation. No. The only thing we can do is we should be prepared, or we can prepare ourselves 100%. So suppose you are going to start something tomorrow, uh, be sure that you are using sanitizers, be sure that you are taking every care, and then start. So this is the only thing we have to think about today. That is what care I should take if in lockdown or during this COVID-19 period, if at all I want to start any work. This is the only thing we have to think about. Overthinking, as I said, overthinking creates fear and anxiety. And again, who is doing all these things? Our mind, because that is more dangerous than your enemy. In Marathi, there is a proverb, Mana chinti te vairihi na chinti. You think so much that even your enemy would have not thought about this. And this is true. Think about this. When this link of thoughts goes on and on and on and on, then you may think about your death also. So nobody can think, but your mind can think of that. So be alert, pay attention to your mind, what is saying, and change that self-talk. Don't let your mind say negative to you. If you want to break that series of negative thoughts, immediately get out of from that place, room, drink water. You can watch television, you can listen to a beautiful song, or you can see few comedy scenes or movie or anything else. If you laugh, believe me, I give this advice to so many counselees that laughing is more useful than crying. We feel that I have lots of problems and एक बार किसी के सामने मुझे रोना है और सारा मेरा दुख बाहर आएगा वगैरह वगैरह, हम सब बहुत कुछ सोचते हैं. But it is not true. If you laugh, if you learn to laugh at you, it is more useful. Because crying, what it does, it increases your pain. So try to laugh, try to be positive. So give positive self-suggestion to yourself. It is positive visualization. Okay, sometime in my life it is going to happen. I cannot decide the speed. I cannot decide the pace. I cannot decide the time. Time is fourth dimension of the world. Some things are there, some things will be there. Some things today, if they are A, they are going to get converted into B. But the time is needed. So give this time some time. Remember this word. I repeat, give time, time. We feel that something should happen like it's a fraction of a second, and that good things should happen to me. But no, good things take time. But if you are positive and if you are strong enough and if you control your mind and if you can handle your mind, certainly these things are going to happen. Now, every day on WhatsApp, we get lots of jokes. I like this joke very much. Like when Corona, the patients and the number was increasing. So, what other countries are saying? They are talking about death. But what India is saying, and you students, you must be agree to this because every day you must be getting some emails regarding your submissions and your orals and your timetable. So we Indians, we are having the best attitude, believe me. So the sentence of Bernard Shaw, the show must go on. Now, what is the logic? The logic is whenever there is a darkness, there is scope for light. Darkness is a state which is temporary, but it does not mean that it is nothing. So, when there is nothing, we can definitely have something. Like in the people, those who are for marketing, they must be remembering this. When you are doing nothing, you can do everything. So how to manage your waiting line? If you remember from services marketing, then we do lots of activities to manage people, those who are waiting on a line, and even in restaurant, even in bank. So there are so many things now people are doing because people get bored when they are in the line. But you want your customers, so you do something. People, those who are waiting. So same thing, you do it for yourself. Now you are waiting something to start in your life. So what you can do? So you can do anything. So don't waste time in thinking. Do whatever you can. And if you can't control everything, because you cannot fight with everything, you select few things for yourself. And if you want to plan as per your capacities. Or plan as per, like I would say, plan only for today, even not for tomorrow. How well I'm going to live my today. So what I'm going to do today, that is enough because you don't know about tomorrow. And if you live today to a great extent, automatically you will have something great in your hand for tomorrow. So don't try to control anything in your life. Don't try to uh, anticipate. Don't try to predict because these prediction and these future things, these are only your imagination and nothing else. Now I'm going to tell you one story because this lockdown has given us a lots of burden. So how we can use or how we can look at this burden? This is a very symbolic story, so you can relate this story to the things or the negative thoughts and the burden in your mind, which the lockdown and this corona they have created. So few people got the task. They had to give delivery of few crosses to the other city. But that time, no vehicle was available for the transport. So everyone had to carry one cross on their shoulder. It was quite heavy. But everybody was crying, though it was a cross. So even these people, they were very religious. So everybody was carrying it without any complaint. But one person started getting tired. Now this is a very ideal situation. People get tired, they get complaints and they start complaining very easily. So one person, he started getting tired and complaining. After some time, he was totally frustrated with the heaviness, so asked permission to God to cut the last part of the cross to make it a little lighter. So he cut the last part of the cross. The cross became short in length in comparison with other crosses. So if you see this particular box, you see this person is having little short cross and it is little lighter than other crosses. But that person still was feeling it bit very heavy and again asked permission to cut the last part of the cross. And then it was much lighter. So he relieved. And the person started enjoying the journey, but he was not knowing his future, other future problem. No one was aware, but everybody was very sincere except this person. So there was a short, a small valley, but they had to cross that valley. How to do that? So every person, so others, so the person who has cut the cross, he could not cross the valley because he has shortened his cross. But other people, they use their crosses to cross the valley. So his haste about the heaviness, his haste about this burden, his haste about his problems did not work. So, guys, while before summarizing this, what is the learning? You will say that yes, hard work is important, patience is important, and our worries and these things are very temporary, right? But the other part is these worries, these tensions, if you can handle it very properly, they will test your capacities. They make you strong, and sometime they will say that this is the right way to proceed. When something is a burden, something is very heavy, or we have to carry, throughout our life, it is the testing of our capacity and not the punishment. Remember that. And one more sentence I would like to tell you that the the mountain which we want to climb should not carry on our head. So the things which I have to pass on, the things which I have to travel, we have to do it. We have to do it. I mean, we have to focus on the actions rather than the thoughts. And the thoughts which are going to create fear, anxiety, or these kind of negative emotions in our mind. So to summarize, fear or anxiety, they are inside our mind. It is not in the outside world. Remember that. So train your mind to think little, only that much required to take action. Improve your self talk. Always try to see the brighter side of the picture. Think about this fourth dimension of the world, that is time. Do not control it. Do not try to control it. Just be with the time. And remember, no one can make you happy or free of fear or fear of anxiety except you. For that, what is the key word or what is the most important thing that you have to do is don't mind. The rest will be okay. Rest will be fine. So thank you very much, Siom, for giving me this opportunity to share my views with your students and your staff. Thank you, Manisha ma'am. Thank you, Vidya ma'am. Thank you, Vishal. Over to you.
Audible? Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much. And now let's open the debate of questions. If there are any questions, you can ask.
Yeah, if there are any questions, they can ask right now, or they can. I have given my email, and even my email is with Vidya ma'am or Manisha ma'am. You can write me. I am a counselor. I do counseling for students free of cost during this lockdown period. So if anybody wants to take the benefit, they can take.
Okay. So if there are any questions, you can ask in the chat box or email them to ma'am, who's give us email ID here. And if there are, okay, Shubhami ma'am is thank you, Dr. Pallavi Kasane ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a wonderful session because really the when you were saying about the line है जो मेरे I had read it somewhere कि वक्त को वक्त दो क्योंकि वक्त लगता है बताने. So it is
Right.
really very important to have patience. We don't know if this is the right time. Maybe the right time is wrong, but we should have a positive mindset and move forward with it. And let's thank God for keeping us safe till now, and let's thank Him in advance for the glorious future that awaits for us. And let's keep the positive mindset. And with this, I think come to the end of this session.
Yeah, there is
Thank
one
you,
question.
everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am. Pallavi, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, there is, Vishal, there is one question. Sometimes we get so much depressed, and you have suggested that we can watch funny videos and other, but we somehow can't manage to do so. How can we get through such situations? So, in short, I will say that if you segregate your anxiety and thoughts, then automatically you come down, you filter out to the one thought. So, question yourself why you are depressed, what exactly you want in this particular time, for what you are angry, for what you are irritated, for what you are not feeling well. So we may have a mixture of thoughts and feelings in our mind, but when we ask ourselves that what is that one thing which is the main cause of all these negative things or my depression, and when we get the right, I mean when we come down to those one or two things in our mind, then automatically it becomes easier to overcome those emotions. So this is the short answer, but how to do that? So the person who has asked this question, you can I mean have chat with me on my email or gtalk, then we can, or you can take my mobile number from ma'am, and then we can discuss on it. But the thing is, if there is a problem, there is a solution, and I am ready to give it on the stamp paper that there will be a solution.
And if there is no solution, then it is a fact. Rightly said by Mr. Saurabh Sahai in the previous
Correct.
session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much again. And thanks to
Yes.
all the participants. I thank the director, ma'am, director, sir. I thank all the faculties of Safeguard Institute of Management. Thank you very much for bringing up this initiative of this webinar. I'm sure it has helped all of us and helped me also a lot. And we all will be successful in getting out in this stressful situation. Thank you very much, everyone, again, and hope to see you all fit and fine in the next side of this lockdown. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. So shall we leave?
Just
Uh,
one sec. So just one sec, one more information is that we are live on YouTube, and this is these two sessions was really very wonderful and informative. So we would like to share that YouTube live video as much as possible so that others can get benefit of that. So thank you very much. Like that video as well as subscribes also, so that we can get motivated to conduct such sessions many times. So thank you very much both the speakers. So we are continue, and we will be back once again with others uh, good sessions, informative sessions. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone from Sehgad Institute of Management. Thank you.
Thank you once again.
So we can leave this meeting. Thank you, Vishal, for conducting
Thank you.
such a nice, I think, anchoring, such a nice anchoring you have done it. So really appreciable. So we
Thank
are
you.
just closing this window, we are closing this meeting. See you next video.
Thank you very much.